You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
With only 17 days left until spring, it isn't looking like March is going to be a warm one. So get those snowblowers out. Good evening. I'm Trey Ward. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Wojnicki. It's not just the challenge of winter driving. Even walking down the street is easier said than done if your neighbor isn't shoveling the snow. Caprice Butts explains.
This winter has brought with it a lot of snow and the reminder of laws that are in effect in DeKalb. The city has a law that says 48 hours after any snowfall that leaves more than 2 inches of snow, sidewalks must be cleared. If a person doesn't clear the sidewalk in front of their home, they first get a warning. If they ignore the warning, they receive a $35 fine, but this is normally not an issue.
A large number of people tend to keep their properties clear of snow.
With this extra snowfall this winter, there have been more warnings than usual. The city has given out more than 100 warnings this winter. Even with all the warnings, no residents have been fined so far. Public sidewalks are checked by the city, and other non-residential areas are only checked if there are complaints,
which has become problematic in some neighborhoods for all of the sidewalks to get cleared.
With the warning and complaints, it seems the sidewalks have been an issue for residents who walk in these areas. Some are resorting to extreme measures to get through some places.
So if I have to walk from class or walk from the gym, I'm basically walking in the street, which isn't safe. So
with the hope for spring around the corner, the concern for the sidewalk issue should go down. From DeKalb, I'm Caprice Butts with NTC News.
Thanks, Caprice. For the first time in voting history, you can now be 17 years old to register, as long as you turn 18 by Election Day. Early voting starts today until the 15th. You may vote at the election office in Sycamore or in the Blackhawk Annex in the Home Student Center on the campus here at NIU. Ballots can be cast from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, from noon to 7 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday. In April 2013, 11% of the total votes were cast in early.
Authorities are investigating allegations that a Cortland man blackmailed a teenage girl into making a pornographic movie. During the investigation, sheriff's deputies say they also found that Thomas Holbrook had made child pornography. Holbrook has been charged with 3 counts of child pornography, which is punishable by up to 30 years in prison. Other charges may come after a criminal case against him in Kansas is resolved.
Plans for renovating the old St. Mary's Hospital into apartments have been shelved. A Chicago-based real estate company says it's giving up on plans to renovate the old hospital recently used as the DeKalb School District offices. The company says the cost would be too risky to complete the project. The 1,800 square foot building is for sale again for just under $700,000.
Members of the NIU community can honor Ash Wednesday in a more convenient way. NIU's Grace Place campus ministry will be offering Ashes to Go for anyone who is unable to attend Ash Wednesday services. Ashes to Go was created to accommodate people who can only have a few minutes to pray. The ministry is partnering with St. Paul's Episcopal Church to give ashes at the corner of Normal and Lucinda. St. Paul's will be holding Ash Wednesday services at 8 a.m. and 6 p.m., and Grace Place will be holding a service at 9 p.m.
Moving on to a different subject, the Olympics have come to an end, but animal lovers are still talking about the stray dogs in Sochi.
Erica Burgess tells us more about how people in DeKalb can do their part to help.
Russian authorities are ordering the roundup and killing of hundreds of stray dogs wandering the streets of Sochi. U.S. Olympic skier Gus Kenworthy is adopting 4 of those stray puppies and taking them back home to Colorado. While some are doing their part to help in Sochi, others are doing their part right here in DeKalb and Sycamore. Raven's Husky Haven and Rescue in Sycamore accepts Siberian Huskies for rescue, training, and adoption. The facility was inspired by a husky named Raven who was rescued in 2008. Members of Raven's Husky Haven find comfort in knowing these dogs are going to good homes.
It's such a heartwarming, special thing to see these dogs go to a special home, and they're safe and happy.
50 Huskies were saved last year, hoping to increase those numbers in 2014. This facility is funded solely by donations, adoption fees, and grants.
Here at Ravens, we vet out all the adopters very well to make sure they know what they're getting into. Many of our adopters are prior Husky owners.
Families looking to adopt a Husky must begin by submitting an application online. After choosing a dog, a home visit is then scheduled to ensure that the Husky is going to a safe home that best fits the lifestyle of the Husky and the owner. In Sycamore, Erica Burgess, NTC News.
Thanks, Erica.
Well, we have Brian Mette here now. Brian, please tell us why it is so cold and still snowing in March.
You know, this has just been a crazy winter, and it just keeps going on and on without end. But, you know, it's made a lot of people question why they even want to live up here up north. But let me tell you, last night's system that went through Texas it's really making the South not even a better option. Texas got hit yesterday with a major ice storm that caused a 10-hour traffic jam in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Hundreds of vehicles were reported stuck on the interstate. Vehicles spun out on the roads, and traffic was nearly at a standstill. A large number of schools closed because of icy roads and highways. The county fire marshal sent out a warning to drivers early this morning, urging them to stay home. With temperatures and icy roads, being stranded is a major concern. Now let's bring it back to our neck of the woods and take a look at tomorrow's temperatures. We're looking at temperatures in the low to mid-20s across the area under mostly to partly cloudy skies, with the chance of snow closer to the lake. Stay with us, you're watching NTC News Tonight.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back, and welcome to Meteorological Spring. This past Saturday marked the first day of meteorological spring, which ranges from March 1st until May 31st. Now, you're probably a little bit more comfortable with astrological spring, which actually doesn't start until the vernal equinox on March 20th. Now, I know you're all wondering when spring's coming. It just does not feel like spring out there. There is possibly a warm-up coming, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. Now, I don't want to get your hopes up too high, but it's possible we could be getting highs into 40s or 50s. But first, we have to get rid of all this snow. As you can see, there's a lot of snow between us and the Gulf of Mexico. And the Gulf of Mexico is where we get a lot of our warmer air. It has to travel from the Gulf all the way over across the snow. And as the air travels across this snow, it just sucks all the warmth right out of it. So we want warmer temperatures, got to get rid of the snow first. Taking a look at the weather today. Now, if you're out about campus at about 7 a.m. this morning, you might have noticed it was kind of cold out there. We actually tied the record low temperature set for this date at -8 degrees this morning. And today's high was only 13 degrees. So all around, it was a below average day, just really brutal out there. That was largely because of this area of high pressure right here in eastern Nebraska. High pressure, the winds around high pressure tend to flow clockwise around high. So we have all this cold Arctic air just being pushed down into our region. Also, there's a little bit of an upper air disturbance. It's causing some snow up in Minnesota and into Wisconsin. Now, overnight, that disturbance is going to push that snow a little bit further south, so we might get a little bit of snow, a little bit of flurries after midnight tonight. And throughout the day, the high pressure is going to shift over this way to the east. And so we're actually going to be on the back side of this high, and that's going to bring southerly winds up to us and bring us a little bit warmer temperatures. However, like I said a minute ago, it has to travel over all of that snow, and so it's not going to be all that much warmer. Looking at Wednesday, we have another upper level disturbance coming through. It's going to cause a little bit of snow after midnight, evening hours again, and we're also going to have a low pressure right over here. And unlike high pressures, the winds travel counterclockwise around low pressures, so we're going to still have southerly winds and a little bit warmer temperatures again for Wednesday. So tonight we're looking at mostly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of snowfall, low about 4 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies, high of 20. So it's going to be a little bit warmer, but not too much warmer, really. Tomorrow night, 40% chance of snow, and then mostly cloudy skies still, low of 11. Now let's take a look at the 5-day forecast. Now you can see we're starting out way below average temperatures in the beginning of the week. During the high week, we're going to have a trending higher temperatures throughout the week with a peak around 35 degrees on Friday. So tonight we have chance of snow on Wednesday. And then Friday we might actually get a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow mixed together. But the good thing is once it does shift over completely to rain, it'll help melt a little bit of that snow. After that, we're going to have a cold front come through and temperatures are going to drop down a little bit on Saturday. All right, that's your 5-day forecast. Let's take it back to the desk.
A powerful teachers union is picking a candidate for governor.
And police in Champaign are gearing up for a crazy weekend. These are today's state lines.
A second major teachers union has endorsed State Senator Kurt Dillard for Illinois governor. Dillard is the son of a public school teacher. He voted against the pension reform plan recently passed by the legislature that many unions opposed. The Illinois Federation of Teachers has more than 80,000 members.
Police in Champaign say they're going up for the annual unofficial St. Patrick's Day celebration. This weekend's festivities that are expected to draw thousands of students for a day of drinking. Authorities are predicting large crowds, despite efforts in previous years to curtail underage drinking and violence.
Illinois officials say the state's backlog of unpaid bills is decreasing. It's expected to fall just over $5.5 billion this year. That's down from a high of nearly $10 billion in 2010.
Tornado sirens across Illinois are preparing to sound as part of the statewide emergency preparedness drill. The National Weather Services says that the drill will take place Tuesday morning in every Illinois county. March is Severe Weather Preparedness Month in Illinois. Russia calls it protecting its people. The White House calls it an invasion.
And terrorists attacked a government building in Pakistan. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
A White House official says Russian forces now have complete operational control of the Crimea Peninsula. The U.S. estimates some 6,000 forces are in the region. Ukraine's new leaders accuse Russia of declaring war. NATO Secretary General says Russia's actions violate international law.
At least 11 people have been killed and dozens wounded in an attack Monday on a court building in the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Authorities say 2 militants entered the building, threw hand grenades, started firing, and then blew themselves up.
The trial of Oscar Pistorius began today. The South African Olympian pled not guilty to the premeditated murder of the girlfriend Ravia Skenkamp. She has shot his Pretoria home last February. The sprinter admits pulling the trigger, but he says he mistook her for an intruder.
Southern California is a muddy, flooding mess after months without rainfall. Heavy rains are causing mudslides and evacuations. 2 communities remain under mandatory evacuation orders. Forecasters expected the storm to last through Saturday in California. And that's today's World Watch.
Hey everyone, I'm Erica Burgess. Fans stormed the court on Wednesday night when the NIU men's basketball team took off Toledo, the leading team in the league with a record of 23-5. It was a really exciting game. Sophomore Trayvon Baker led the way for NIU with 17 points. Jordan Treloff almost had a double-double with 13 points and 9 rebounds. Axel Bolin chipped in 11 points, and Aaron Armstead also chipped in 11 points. In the last 3 minutes, NIU made 13 of their 16 free throws. The fans stormed the court, and here's a little bit about what Coach had to say about his team's performance.
You know what I told my team when we got to the locker room? I am very proud of the heart and toughness they showed when you look at the stats, you look at the guys played with unbelievable toughness. We shared the ball. Big-time team win. Hopefully this will give us the momentum going to Eastern.
And the men's team lost last night at Eastern Michigan 56-52, but the Huskies are back on the road again tomorrow night to take on Western Michigan at 6 o'clock. Now on to the women's team. It was a close one for them too on Thursday, taking on Toledo, went into overtime. Amanda Corral led the way for the Huskies with 20 points. And Alexis Lindstrom was on fire behind the arc, going 4 for 5 and finished the night with 14. NIU's bench outscored Toledo's bench 26-9. Jasmine Harris chipped in 12 for the Huskies as well. This is their first win in overtime since 2011. And last night they took the loss to Eastern Michigan 54-45. The Huskies now travel on Wednesday to Ball State for the last road game of the season at 6 o'clock. That's all for sports.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we have Pep Talkers standing by to get you motivated for your GED diploma. Text the name Terry to 69222 for a sympathetic pep talk.
You show people what you really are.
Or for a gentle pep talk, text the name Deborah.
You know you're going to make people very proud of you.
And if that's not enough, text the name Danny for an extreme pep talk.
Prove everyone wrong. Show them you're the boss.
Get your GED pep talk and find free GED classes. Text the name of the person you want a pep talk from to 69222.
With this miserably cold winter we've had this year, I sure dreaded going outside.
Same here, but this intense cold didn't stop some people.
On Sunday, 2,000 people ran into the cold waters of Lake Michigan. It's not just brave and prepared souls that ventured into freezing cold water, but some celebrities also tried it out. Jimmy Fallon spent his Sunday morning chilling out in Chicago, literally. Here you can see the Tonight Show host dressed in a suit and tie, coming back onto dry land after plunging into Lake Michigan's bitter cold waters. It was all part of the so-called Polar Plunge, an event aimed at raising money for Special Olympics Chicago. Fallon agreed to take part in the event with Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel. In exchange, the mayor said he would appear on Fallon's show. Makes me so cold just watching that.
I can't believe he really jumped into the lake when it was 30 degrees.
Well, we want to thank you all for being with us tonight.
Enjoy the rest of your evening and stay warm. We'll be back the same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.